Chris Janson, welcome to Pet-A-Palooza.
Hey, thank you.
Elk Grove, California. It's great to have you back.
I'm proud to be here, man. It's a beautiful. We couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day, by the way. It's perfect. It feels good. There's a nice little breeze blowing, and proud to see you guys. Thank
Hey,
you.
look right behind you. There's water, like fishing water.
Yeah, it's nice with ducks sitting on it too. So, but I just heard they couldn't. You can't fish this week, which would be my.
They didn't
luck.
say anything about hunting, though.
Yeah, well, we might be able to pull something off. Who never knows?
Sure, that's good behavior at Pet-A-Palooza. So you were 9 years old when you figured out what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I was 9 years old when I decided I wanted to play the guitar, and I wanted to also be a drummer and a bass player and a piano player. So I learned it all within about a week, and that's a true story. But the cool part about it is that I didn't choose professional musicianship like as a job per se or to be where I'm at now until I was 18 or 19. Just because at that point, and it kind of still is, a hobby. And I just never took it that serious. I mean, growing up, I just took it as this is fun to do. It makes me extra money, and it's fun, and my buddies like doing it. And then it turned into a job, which was a big blessing.
Can we back up for just a second? Did I hear you say that you learned it all in a week?
Yeah, I actually learned it in a day. I mean, the truth be known, because there was
like a musical savant.
Kind of. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, really, it's the one thing in my life that I'm just naturally good at immediately. And I don't read notes or anything, and I can't read any kind of music, and I'm not classically or theologically trained.
So it's all by ear?
Yeah, it's all by ear. So if I hear it, I can usually play it, and if I can't play it, I can admit it, and I don't even try. I just move on, and you know that's the first step in recovery, they say. I'm kidding, but no, it's been a really fun journey, and it's taken me a lot of places, and it's become my livelihood, and I'm grateful for it.
Okay, so at age 9, you figure out this is what you want to do. You
Yeah.
really want to get into it.
Yeah.
Were your parents, were they supportive? And what about your friends at school?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was always the kid in school, by the way. First of all, parents supportive, absolutely. But you know, I always worked for everything I had. So I come from a work ethic background with my father and mother. So it's you know, if you want something, you have to work for it to buy it. And so that's what I did. And I got a Fender Stratocaster Squire for the first guitar, which is kind of cool, full circle. Now I'm endorsed fully with Fender, so I play their products, you know, for free.
Wow, awesome.
But yeah, it's pretty neat. But you know, as far as school, man, it kind of sets you on a different tone and a precedent when you're in school, because I was a straight jock at that time, and then I changed completely 360'd into musicianship. And so then I was kind of playing both sides of the fence. And you know, school can be so competitively weird for kids. I'm such an advocate for non-bullying and things like that, because I know what it feels like to be on both sides of the fence in school. And a lot of kids deal with that, and we as adults don't even realize that they're dealing with it sometimes, because you know, kids can be standoffish. And I was always kind of the kid who, thankfully, God blessed me with being able to have that median section in school. So I was in all kinds of academic clubs and things like that, and was in the band, but I was also on the football team, and I was, you know, a skateboarder, but I was also a soccer player and those kind of things. So I had my foot in a lot of different places. I was also a member of the FFA and a chapter member and all this kind of things.
Where does, I mean, you're obviously a natural musician,
Yeah.
great writer, great
Thanks.
singer.
Thanks.
Where does your performing chops come from? You were one of the most dynamic live performers. We
Thank
talk
you.
about it all the time. You're amazing. Where is that?
Thank you.
Is that also organic?
It was very, that's the best word actually for it. It's very organic as well. I think that might be the most organic part of it. I've never had a problem with being shy or anything. Now, if you see me off stage, generally I'm a pretty quiet guy. I'm a pull the ball cap down, and I don't like to make a scene or nothing. So I'm that kind of person naturally. But when I get on stage, I don't know, it gives me some sort of creative freedom to really be, I think, somebody that I never thought I could be, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know.
You perform with like a joy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just a pure joy when you're up there.
Thank you. I really feel like when I became a Christian, not to get preachy or biblical, but when I became a Christian in 2001, my whole lifestyle changed so much that now I have such a platform, thanks to having radio hits and to having success, that I just feel there's such a need for positivity in the world. No matter what you're singing about, as long as you can carry a smile and a good attitude, you have the opportunity to change thousands and millions and billions of people's lives. And I don't know, I just feel somewhat inside of me that that's part of my calling in life, and I choose to do that. And not to mention, selfishly, I enjoy it. I enjoy getting on stage and playing and performing for people.
A little bit of a ham.
Yeah, you gotta be. I mean, if you want to have a career that's substantial in this business at all, I think you have to have at least a little bit of that. And I've just been very blessed to have both sides. You know, I can be a very quiet, introvert, introspective kind of person, or I can be a loud and flamboyant kind of person. I just kind of fall right in the middle.
When you talk about having an influence on people, the song "Take a Drunk Girl Home"
Yeah.
was huge.
Thank
that
you.
Message. Where does that message come from?
Well, it came from my kids, really. You know, I have children, thankfully, spread out at different ages, so I'm watching all ages of life currently in my life through my kids. And you know, we were also all young men one time, and so we've all been in those vulnerable situations, whether that be, you know, in a relationship or just, you know, in the right place at the wrong time or the wrong place at the right time kind of thing. And so with Drunk Girl and kind of the premise behind that, not to mention in the news when I wrote it, there was a lot of going on about bad things happening between males and females and males and vice versa and everywhere else around the country, about just doing the wrong things in situations where people could have done the right thing, you know, and taking advantage of people, which is the wrong thing to do. Great.
How did your kids react to it?
They really liked it. You know, it was interesting to watch the different emotions in them, you know, and so it has different effects on people, but they really liked it, and their friends really liked it, which was important.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
Last thing, we'll wrap it up, but Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
Listening to your album yesterday and being a dad just hit me
Thanks, man.
upside down. I love the song.
Thank you.
And I love the message. And country music has a tradition of really great, you know, dad songs or, you know, son to dad songs.
Yes.
But you have one line in there where you're just like, I love being a dad. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's me. That was me. That still is me. That's Pat. I mean, if you're
It's a
in,
blessing.
you're all in. And that song, if you haven't heard the album yet, give it a listen. And if you're looking for a little special something to maybe get dad a little misty-eyed on Father's Day, that's the song that'll do it. Any idea of or consideration of releasing it?
I don't think so as far as a single is concerned, because this is actually breaking news right here. This coming October, I'm going to be releasing a new album, my third one for Warner Brothers, which by the way was a last minute kind of deal we put together in the last few months, because I'm constantly writing songs, and I appreciate the compliments on the song, by the way. This is one of my favorites, hands down, on the whole Everybody album. But I've been writing a lot, and I took a bunch into the label, as I do, and they were like, man, we should make a new record. Everybody got really excited about it, so hence his Good Vibes was the first song that we wrote for the new album, accidentally. And then I had like 40 other songs I turned in to follow suit, and we picked 13 out of those, and bing bang, we're making a new album. So probably not. Now we may dive in, you know, years to come and maybe rehash that song at some point. I think there's a place for it.
Yeah.
I think especially built around Father's Days for years to come. I think there's a place for it if we wanted to, you know, maybe some Hallmark or something. I don't know, but we'll see where it kind of falls. But in the meantime, I just really kind of focused on the new stuff I've been working on. And I got to be honest with you, it's funny you say this. You know, you say it about everything that you do in life. Oh, I think this is a better piece of work than the last one. I truly feel like this third album is better. I mean, this is better. I feel really confident in it. I'm really proud of it, and Good Vibes has done very well for us
Great
right
song.
off the bat. Thanks.
Yeah.
And so that's always a good preface, you know, to putting out an album, and I think it's going to be great.
Awesome.
Good.
Well, we're looking forward to your performance today. Thanks
I'm
again
looking
for
forward
coming
to it
back
as well.
to.
I really love talking with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. New album in October. This
That's
is
right.
Chris Janson. And,
Thank you.
And by the way, you said at age 9, that's where you figured it out.
Yeah.
There's a young man, and I know you know who I'm talking about, JT. He's 9.
Yeah.
Right now, the last
JJ.
time, or JJ.
JJ.
Yeah. Anyway, JJ is here, and he's 9. That's what he wants to do. And
Yeah.
he gets bullied at school for it.
Yeah.
So you
I
took him under your
understand that.
wing, and you gave him your harmonica last time.
Yeah.
I just thought it was wonderful. It was a great connection.
Yeah, well, that was impromptu as well, by the way. I don't think about things like that. I just do what's on my heart, man. And as far as that bullying thing's concerned, like, I always speak right to the camera. If there's anybody out there who's dealing with it, just be yourself. If you just be yourself, it's hard enough to wake up and be yourself. Trust me, the people who are bullying you, they just want to be themselves too. That's really their problem. And if you can continue to be yourself, man, you always prevail. I take it from me. Like, I take it from the skinny, short kid in school. Like, I totally get it. You know, I was the least common denominator in football and played on the All-Star team. I was the least common denominator in baseball and played on the All-Star as a pitcher. I was the least common denominator in soccer and played on the traveling team. I was the least common denominator in music. Always been the underdog, and I won, and I keep winning. And it's like, that's, you know, perseverance.
And you can too.